the nature of our questions now around like, is the sun bad for me? Is home birthing dangerous? Is meat bad for me? Is raw milk bad for me? And these like, when you subscribe to this lifestyle of just holistic living, like you both dedicated your business to, it's basically understanding that we actually had things figured out hundreds of years ago, which is very contrary to technology, where technology is like we're just constantly pushing the pace and getting better as we go along in years. But natural living is like, no, God actually had the answer since like the inception of humanity. And we just reversed that. Like you were saying with home birthing, we were, how many billions of people were burned through the home birthing model up until 50 years ago?
Yeah.
How many people were drinking raw milk and getting sunlight exposure and consuming red meat up until 50 to 100 years ago when we started demonizing saturated fat? And like the metabolic health statistics just reflect that. But I think not enough people are just looking at the problem very simply and being like, we have to kind of revert back to this holistic lifestyle.
Absolutely. Like, why try to fix something that's absolutely not broken? And us and a lot of the esoteric brands these days are really emphasizing, and you guys as well, like I'm sure you guys have this written down somewhere on your packaging or on your website, like ancestral inspired wisdom.
Yes.
Period. You guys have that on something probably.
We always just say like ancient nutrition meets modern branding kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Same.
So same but
thing.
different. And that's it. Exactly. We've been doing it for all these years. Again, 8 billion people today. All the people that came before us, okay? How do you think we got here? We didn't evolve because pasteurized milk was freaking the thing to do. Like, no. We started doing that because it was making money. We started birthing in hospitals because it was making money. We started putting a gazillion ingredients into skincare because it was making money. Health, okay, for us, health sells. But from the greater scheme of things, the paradigm, health does not sell. And that's why my perspective of why I believe our system is so freaking broken and the paradigm is absolutely on one right now.
Do you guys think, like in my opinion, the shift is happening? Like the tide is coming back in to where people used to just be healthy and they didn't need to
I think the
go
pandemic
to the
was the catalyst there.
100%.
Everyone's like, if you don't get this shot, everyone dead. You dead, everyone's dead. It's like
the winter of what
weird because that's actually not true at all.
Yeah.
To your point, people used to not have to try to be healthy.
Yeah,
right?
you were just healthy.
You were eating cheeseburgers cooked in tallow. You were wearing cotton and wool on your skin.
Totally.
Now you have to like literally go out of your way to be healthy.
Yeah, like everyone grew up with the friends and we were probably the friends. So it's like, oh, they're like a health nut or like they care a ton about this.
It's like,
But
I'm normal. Like, don't name it.
I'm just trying to like
You're the weirdo.
maneuver through this weird world where like everything is like somewhat toxic.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, everything's making us sick, unfortunately. Friggin' 5G, all these things, EMFs everywhere, left, right, and center. It's like, I'm going to stick the magnet in the back of my phone to hopefully emit whatever EMFs that my phone's giving me. And yeah, at the end of the day, like, these lights are probably not ideal. They're definitely screwing our circadian rhythm a bit. All the things in moderation. So what I'm trying to do without making myself sick, because I've definitely been there in a point in my life where I was like so holistic mode, so health mode that it was not even enjoyable because you're trying to beat every single thing and try to be the best and healthiest person you can be. You need to work out said days of week. You need to do this type of fitness and not eat these things and whatever. And obviously that's also not healthy because our mind is absolutely foundational for our health. And this is another example that I literally use with my clients, like with birth work or just talking to anyone, me just being a weirdo, trying to talk depth with people. It's like, you think of eating a lemon and your mouth waters. Like, think about it, like it happens right away.
It's happening right now.
That's literally. So one thought that we have immediately, seconds after you have a physiological response. And so if you're all pro health and you're like, oh my gosh, like all these things, there's some, actually no, these are really good, but not a good example. But this clothing has something in it and it's not doing whatever justice in whatever department that I'm referring to. It's like, that's also not healthy at all. Like, now I'm creating more cortisol in my body than I would just to be going with the flow and enjoying myself and doing what I can where I can, taking responsibility for my health, but also not making myself sick about it.
It comes down to like controlling the controllables.
Yes.
That's where she lacks because she's a control freak. And but I am the free bird, and she's like, let's get everything tight knit. But then she ends up like she ends up taking like 10 steps forward, but then like she'll take so many steps back because she starts like just putting
This is
things
past tense.
in-
I'm so much better these days.
You are better these days.
This is
but
where we
you
start to
were-
psychoanalyze the twins. This
Oh,
is the section
God,
we're
yeah.
moving into. So
Yeah.
Keep going, Meg.
Yeah. Keep it rolling.
No, but she'll definitely overanalyze everything to the point where it makes her sick, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Quit caring. Like,
Yeah.
for 1 second, just take a breath and like let's just get it done.
Yeah. Like you can eat some seed oils one day if you have to. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. And I do, you know, respectfully, the odd time you're in a pinch, you're out for dinner with your friends, you're not at a seed oil free restaurant because you're in Toronto and it's not nearly as cool as Austin. You're going to get into that situation. You know, the fries were not
Sometimes.
cooked in beef tallow.
Yes. Well, I would imagine you probably have clients or mothers that have young families, and like sometimes they're in a pinch for dinner, or their kids want like fast food or something like that. And it's like, you know what? They've built up so much resilience through doing the right repetitions for a long time that like they can let their kid have that meal every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of enjoy it. And then you just go back to your routine. That's like the soapbox that Harry and I have been on for a long time, is what you said,
Yeah.
Meg, that perfection is literally impossible. We could have like the EMF blocking cases, whatever. There's 5G all around us. There's only so much perfection we can get. Just like enjoy the moment, cook
Yeah.
really good meals, take care of yourself, get sunlight exposure. You're not going to be perfect, and that's actually kind of a beautiful thing. It's okay.
Yeah, it is okay. And we're over here just like building our constitution vitality so we can do those things without worrying about it. And yeah, the shift in the last few years has been absolutely transformational for me. Yeah, caring a little less about every single detail. It feels a lot better. I'm cruising a lot easier these days.
Yes.
Feels better. And yeah, and now when Megan goes out and drinks 24 beers, I just pack her with activated charcoal before she goes to bed, and then we're laughing in the morning.
Can you put them down?
I can put him down.
I
I'm
love
not gonna.
that.
I'm not gonna sit here and deny it, but I can put him down.
Megan can like respectfully outdrink a lot of men and probably beat them in an arm wrestle.
It's because you have that much resilience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly,
Constitution?
Yeah.
Hey, if it wasn't for her getting that raw milk every Friday, I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah,
Like,
she's not gonna go to her way to get the raw milk.
Oh.
But I am, and I force it into her. She's like, Madison, you know, I don't know if I really like all the raw eggs. I'm like, drink it. I don't care.
Harry is the raw milk plug in Austin.
Put her there.
You really are the
There.
plug.
Truly.
We
I've
literally
gotten a lot of people on raw milk.
Well, we were the same, then they're the same, but maybe
There's
I don't know.
all of us.
Some
Listen.
synergies,
Kumbaya.
yeah.
Good team.
I was gonna say, to your point, Brett, there's something about when you're getting like so fixated on health. I think what all four of us have done, which is place that passion into building in the health space and start to actually contribute to the solution. Like, yes, you can go fully neurotic on all these health topics, but if you're not, like, I feel like a lot of people do that and then don't really provide solutions. They tell all their friends and families, and then they're not really offering anything that's really actionable. So it's like, okay, just replace this skincare product with what you're using now. This will be a great first step. And then next thing you know, they're eating grass-fed, grass-finished beef. They're eating or drinking raw milk. You know,
And
they're
they're
doing all the
feeling
things, and
good.
they start
Yeah.
feeling better. It's like you need to find those windows of opportunity to, like, one, build in the health space, but then also like these people around you want to like be a part of it, but they just don't know where to start. So I think like actually contributing gives people somewhere. It's like, okay, like, you know, my friends Brett and Harry, they started a business. I'm gonna go buy some protein powder that's beef based, and like this will be a start for me. I just think
Yeah.
there's nothing we can do outside of just trying to like create in the space.
Absolutely. That you literally said it so well.